Okay, so students, today we are going to learn about non-parametric statistics, and these two people are very famous in that. I think you have heard about them. Do you know anything about Frank Wilcoxon and William Kruskal? We are going to learn about their test today.
Just heard their names
Yeah,
before.
so we are going to learn about them today. We are going to learn about their test today. Wilcoxon sign rank test and Kruskal values test. Okay. So now the definition to begin with. So non-parametric statistics is a branch of statistics that deal with statistical methods that do not require assumptions about the underlying probability distribution of the data. Like in previous class, I told you about that, right? So unlike parametric statistics, which assume that the data follows a specific probability distribution, non-parametric statistics allows for more flexibility in analyzing data that may not meet this assumption. So these are some of the tests of non-parametric. These are some of the non-parametric tests. So to understand, to understand it, मतलब थोड़ा सा better way में to understand, there is one example given. Like suppose a researcher wants to compare the effectiveness of two different medication on reducing pain. They ask participants to rate their pain level on a scale from 1 to 10 before and after taking the medication. So the data collected is ordinal in nature since the scale is not numerical. So non-parametric, we use ordinal scale, right? So the researcher can use the Wilcoxon sign rank test, a non-parametric test to compare the median pain score before and after the medication without assuming a normal distribution of the data. So now we will do some practical to understand it better. So first we will start with chi-square statistics, which is also a non-parametric test. So you all know, you all have done before also this chi-square statistica practical, right? So you know what is why we use chi-square statistics. Chi-square test is a statistical test used to determine the association between two categorical variables. So in this example, we can see that we want to see whether there is a relationship between smoking status and lung cancer in a sample of 100 individuals. And we have collected data also. So now this is the table, and I want this table in my R studio also. So which what we will use? How will we build this table in R studio? Can anybody tell me? By
In rows or columns?
Yes, by matrix, by creating matrix, right? So
Yes,
now you open your R studio and start writing this thing. Please share your result and tell me whether there is a association between these two variables or not. कुछ रिजल्ट आया? स्टूडेंट्स रिजल्ट आया? Please do quickly, otherwise then because of this only you skip some questions in exam. Speed is also very important.
Ma'am, it's showing error.
Error? Seema, can you please share your screen with me?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Seema, can you please share your screen?
Seema ma'am, if you write all names, MES, NAMES, then it's
Yeah.
coming right.
Amrita is very intuitive. Yes, Seema, I think you have done some mistake. Amrita, thanks.
P value is
Yeah, full name.
0.001.
Even in my this thing also is there. Yeah, yes, Pooja, yes. Even in my slide, there is a mistake. Okay, yes, Pooja. Yes, tell.
P value is 0.00010.
Fine. So what does it show?
Shows that the value is significant.
Yes, so it shows that it appears that the smokers are more likely to be diagnosed with lung cancer than non-smokers, right? Okay,
P value 0.001.
fine. Yeah, good, Amit. Right, yes, correct. Okay. सिर्फ वैल्यू नहीं बताना है, ये भी इंटरप्रिटेशन में
It is
कुछ भी आ सकता है.
significant. It is
हाँ,
significant.
yes,
That
yes,
is, it shows that the smokers are more likely to get
yes,
lung cancer
correct.
than the non-smokers.
Very
But here,
good.
actually, I think here we need to calculate some odds ratio or risk ratio also.
नहीं, इतना डेटा नहीं है एक्चुअली. एग्जांपल में इतना ही था ना, so that is इतना
Just by
data.
P value we are saying, na?
Yes, on the basis of p value.
Okay.
Yeah. So now rank order correlation. So the rank order correlation is a statistical test used to determine whether there is a relationship between two variables that can be ranked. So in this example, a researcher wants to test whether there is a relationship between hours of exercise per week and levels of stress. ये सारा hypothetical data है. So that is why. So इसलिए हम लोग ये वाला command use करेंगे, exact equal to false. So the researcher measures the hours of exercise per week and levels of stress in 20 participants. So now you have to create one vector, hours of exercise, इसका ये data है, levels of stress, इसका ये data है, and then फिर CORT test for rank order correlation. और method spearman का method for this. And then you will get the result. So please tell me the result.
Hello, Farah.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I am disturbing you. Please, you don't mind.
Yes, no, sir. Yes,
Acha, Mona Lisa has joined for this certificate course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
AI in research. Can you give that? That
So screenshot.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir. Sure.
only the advertisement.
Okay, sir.
Because some of the professors are
Also
demanding.
interested.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm sending you.
In the WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
अरे ये core dot test hours of exercise comma levels of rest comma method, ये मेथड के पहले गैप है.
मेथड कॉमा के बाद जितना भी गैप चाहिए होता है ना स्पेस का उतना ही है.
ओके, यानी ऐसे नहीं है. ओके.
हाँ.
Thank you, Farah.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
So please you give me
minus
the
0.9 आ रहा है.
Yes, sir. Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes, sir.
please give me the joining link.
Okay, sir. Form link. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, sir. Yes, Amit. What was the result?
P value is 6.4574 E minus.
E.
This is
हाँ.
rounded up, I think. So it
हाँ,
is something 0.000006. So it is, I think, significant. And this RHO means Spearman rank correlation, na? It is minus 0.9.
Yes, yes. So अभी p value से क्या significant आया है तो हम
हाँ,
hours of exercise और sleep hours देख रहे थे, right? Hours of exercise and levels of stress means they are
negatively correlated.
negatively नहीं positively होगा.
Minus 0.9 आ रहा है.
Okay, minus. Oh, 1 second. What is your p value?
6.574 E minus 0.8. That is dash 0.8.
So अगर exact false हटाया जाए तो क्या आएगा? Exact false. यहाँ पे एक कोडिंग लिखिए exact equal to false. वो कोडिंग हटा के एक बार देखना रिजल्ट क्या आ रहा है.
ओके, फिर से टाइप कर लेता हूँ.
Ma'am, could you please tell why do we write exact?
Exact. हाँ, वही मैं दिखाने के लिए. हाँ, अभी बिना exact false के इसको डालना. तो कुछ वार्निंग मैसेज आएगा.
I did exact is equal to true. इसमें आ रहा है the correlation between ours and the levels of stress cannot
Warning
compute
message.
exactly valid types.
नहीं एग्जैक्ट इक्वल टू फॉल्स ही लिखना है, और उसके बगैर अगर किया तो एक वार्निंग मैसेज आएगा।
There is a warning message.
हाँ, क्या है वो वार्निंग मैसेज?
Cannot compute a p-value with
एग्जैक्ट,
times.
हाँ, कैनॉट कंप्यूट एग्जैक्ट पी वैल्यू, राइट? तो ये हाइपोथेटिकल डेटा था, इसलिए कैनॉट कंप्यूट। तो इसलिए हम वो चीज वार्निंग मैसेज को हटाने के लिए वी आर राइटिंग एग्जैक्ट इक्वल टू फॉल्स। सो जब कोई करेक्ट डेटा होगा तब यू विल गेट टू नो वेदर वो दोनों रिलेटेड है कि नहीं। यह बहुत ही हाइपोथेटिकल डेटा है, आवर्स ऑफ स्लीप और
Because
स्ट्रेस लेवल। हाँ, बहुत ही हाइपोथेटिकल है।
so because it was hypothetical data, we have to give exact is equal to false.
हाँ, तो ये वार्निंग मैसेज फिर नहीं आएगा, ये वार्निंग मैसेज भी नहीं आएगा। तो इसलिए जितने भी स्लाइड्स पे मैंने इवन नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे भी एग्जैक्ट इक्वल टू फॉल्स लिखा है, बिकॉज ये सारी जो चीजें हम देख रहे हैं अभी, जैसे कि आवर्स ऑफ एक्सरसाइज पर वीक एंड लेवल्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस, ये मतलब बहुत ही ऐसी चीजें हैं जो गिव यू रिजल्ट, जिससे कुछ ऑन दैट रिजल्ट, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट रिजल्ट यू विल कम टू वन कंक्लूजन, राइट? सो इसलिए हमने सारा हाइपोथेटिकल डाला है। तो इसलिए ये डेटा जो है वो एग्जैक्टली हमें नहीं बताएगा कि आवर्स ऑफ एक्सरसाइज का लेवल्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस से कोई लेना देना है कि नहीं है। इट इज जस्ट टू टेल यू कि जब रैंक ऑर्डर कोरिलेशन करना है तो कैसे करेंगे। वी हैव टू यूज दिस मच ओनली, स्पेयरमैन तक। अगर करेक्ट डेटा है तो ही, अगर डेटा हाइपोथेटिकल है तो इस तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं। ओके, नाउ
लिख
नेक्स्ट।
देते हैं फिर।
हाँ, प्लीज राइट डाउन, बिकॉज मैंने अपनी स्लाइड्स पे नहीं लिखा है क्योंकि मुझे क्लास में बताना था ये चीज। तो एग्जैक्ट डेटा हो तो ऐसे वेरिएबल्स का रिलेशनशिप यू कैन सी एंड यू विल come to some conclusion. Now, next is Mann-Whitney U-test. So the Mann-Whitney U-test can tell us whether two groups of participants are significantly different on a particular variable, without assuming that the variable is normal distributed or that variances of the two groups are equal. It is often used in psychological research to compare groups on measures such as anxiety, depression, or personality traits. Suppose we have data from two groups of participants, a younger group and an older group, and we want to see the social anxiety among them. So now अब हम इस पे ये अप्लाई करेंगे। तो ये हमारे पास, इसमें भी हमारे पास हाइपोथेटिकल डेटा है। ये यंगर का डेटा है, ये ओल्डर का डेटा है, और हमारा रिजल्ट कोडिंग से इधर तक का है, ओल्डर तक। तो ये भी चेक करो, ये कोडिंग करो, एंड देन आफ्टर रिजल्ट देखो क्या रिजल्ट आता है। रिजल्ट आया?
P value is 3.12 E dash 08. That means 0.0000003. So it is significant.
हाँ, तो मतलब this suggests that on the basis of hypothetical data, this suggests that age may be a factor in the level of social anxiety reported by participants on the basis of hypothetical data. Okay.
फरा मुझे क्वेश्चन पूछना था
Yes.
जैसे डेटा फ्रेम हम बना रहे हैं वो नॉर्मली जैसे हम लोग एक्सेल में एनालिसिस करते हैं तो नॉर्मली पूरा एक डेटा सेट होता है एक फाइल का जिसमें से 2 कॉलम उठा के हम कॉपी पेस्ट करते हैं जिसमें हम कंपैरिजन करते हैं या कोई टेस्ट तो उसी को ही डेटा फ्रेम बोलते हैं ना। यहाँ पर जैसे हम सी लगा के ब्रैकेट में जो सारे कॉमा वैल्यू CSV कर रहे हैं, कॉमा सेपरेटेड वैल्यूज।
हाँ, तो
सो दैट इज सेम ना।
हाँ, तो एक्सेल शीट में आपने 2 कोई डेटा लिया होगा जो कि डिफरेंट डेटा होगा। जैसे आप मुझे बता रहे थे वो लेफ्ट आई, लेफ्ट फिंगर का और समथिंग,
राइट
है ना। तो वो आपका डेटा टोटली डिफरेंट है। तो आप लेकिन आप जब बनाओगे लेफ्ट फिंगर का ये डेटा है, राइट फिंगर का ये डेटा है, फिर आप जब डेटा फ्रेम करोगे तो वो आपने ओल्ड जनरेशन का लिया था, राइट। तो आप वेक्टर में डालोगे ओल्ड, जब डेटा फ्रेम करोगे ओल्ड जनरेशन इक्वल टू डेटा फ्रेम एंड देन ब्रैकेट में लेफ्ट फिंगर राइट फिंगर, लाइक
सो दिस इज व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन आर एंड दैट। इसमें हम लोग
इसमें तो क्या है, आर में तो सी बहुत सारा डेटा आ जाएगा, राइट।
इसमें
वो सारा
सी
डेटा
में ओके इसमें जो हम लोग ब्रैकेट में सारे वैल्यूज डाल रहे हैं कॉमा सेपरेटेड, ये कॉपी पेस्ट जैसे कोई फाइल हम एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं
हो सकता है। आप अपना एक्सेल से भी वो पूरा कॉपी पेस्ट कर सकते हो, आपको टाइप करने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट।
क्योंकि एक्सेल को सॉरी एक्सेल को CSV फाइल में कन्वर्ट करके उसको कॉपी करके यहाँ डाल दो, है ना।
हाँ, मैंने अब वो फर्स्ट क्लास में सिखाया था आपको, शायद आपको जब प्रॉब्लम भी आ रहा था, राइट। तो वो आप ऐसा भी कर सकते हो। और अगर आपको उसमें बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम आता है, जैसे कभी कभार आपने, जैसे आपके केस में वो फाइल का नेम चेंज हो गया था तो आपको बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था, तो अगर आपको इतना आपको याद नहीं रह पा रहा है तो आप इमीडिएटली लाइक कॉपी पेस्ट भी कर सकते हो वो डेटा को इस ब्रैकेट में, उसमें ज्यादा टाइम भी नहीं लगेगा, राइट। और पूरी फाइल चाहिए तो पूरी फाइल इंपोर्ट करना तो आपको फर्स्ट क्लास में सिखाया ही था, राइट। वैसे भी आपको वो पूरा डेटा फ्रेम में आएगा CSV में। अभी साइन टेस्ट। So the sign test is a non-parametric statistical test that is used to compare 2 related samples to determine if there is a significant difference between them. It is particularly useful when the data is not normally distributed or the sample size is small. The sign test involves counting the number of positive and negative differences between pairs of observation. So अब इसमें क्या example लिया है, ये भी hypothetical, हाँ ये भी example है। Suppose a researcher is interested in whether a new therapy for depression is effective. So researcher ने 10 participants का data लिया है who have been diagnosed with depression and administered the therapy to them. The researcher then measures their depression levels before and after the therapy using a standard questionnaire. आपको पता, अच्छा कोई मुझे बता सकता है using a standard questionnaire, ये हमारे applied psychometric में सिखाया है। Which questionnaire they are talking about? Like what kind of question? हाँ, BTI, हाँ, right. तो ये like, तो इसमें अभी before, पर इसने यहाँ पे अपना कुछ एक नया ही क्वेश्चनर मतलब देखा है, देखने के लिए कि कैसा जा रहा है। तो फिर इसने बिफोर ये डेटा है एंड आफ्टर ये डेटा है, देन फिर डिप्रेशन को वेक्टर बना के डेटा फ्रेम करा है और फिर उसके बाद इसका डिफरेंस निकाला है। देन साइन टेस्ट का फॉर्मूला ये बाइनॉम ये यूज करते हैं, ये करके 2 साइडेड एंड ऑल। तो ये पूरा टाइप करके आप देखो, ये आप लोगों की स्पीड बढ़ाने के लिए एक्चुअली हो रहा है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों को बहुत कुछ आता था एग्जाम में बट स्पीड की वजह से वो लोग नहीं कर पाए, तो इसलिए हम लोग इसे क्लास में करवा रहे हैं। क्योंकि पिछली बार मैंने आप सब लोगों को कॉपी पेस्ट करके दिया था, शायद इसकी वजह से आप लोग कोप अप नहीं कर पाए।
ये डिप्रेशन डॉलर DIFF इज इक्वल टू डिप्रेशन डॉलर आफ्टर के बाद क्या साइन है? डैश है ना?
माइनस का, माइनस। हाँ, माइनस।
Amit, why minus?
So, I can't remember, sir.
Amit, it is there in the slide if you read.
Whatever the commands are there, please you always judge. Do not follow anything blindly. You are a scientist. Scientists do not accept anything blindly.
P value is 0.10.
Yes, which is like It suggests that there is a insufficient evidence to suggest that the therapy has an effect on depression levels. Now, sir also, asked you something, right? So in this command, by BINOM dot test is we are using this function to conduct the sign test, okay? And then वो जो सर ने बोला क्वेश्चन जो किया था वो यहाँ पे देखो, the sign test involves counting the number of positive and negative differences between pairs of observation, right? So वो था उसका आंसर. So it's like that. Okay. So on the basis of this data, we concluded this. अभी मैं पूरी स्लाइड्स के बाद एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी, अगर किसी ने ध्यान दिया होगा वो कोडिंग में ही है. अगर किसी ने ध्यान दिया होगा तो उसका आंसर दे पाएगा. ओके. नाउ ये Wilcoxon sign rank test है. So Wilcoxon sign rank test is a non-parametric statistical test used to determine whether two related samples come from the same distribution. It is often used in psychology research to compare two sets of data from the same individual, such as pre and post treatment scores or scores on two different tests administered to the same individuals. So in this example, we are taking two different tests administered to the same individual. So suppose a researcher is interested in investigating whether a new measure of self-esteem is reliable and one second. Yes. So suppose a researcher is interested in investigating whether a new measure of self-esteem is reliable and consistent over time. To do this, the researcher administers the measures to a group of 20 participants on two occasions, 1 week apart. Okay. Now, अभी ये डेटा है. फर्स्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में ये डेटा मिला, सेकेंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में ये डेटा मिला. अभी इसको करके विल्कोस टेस्ट यूज करते हैं कोडिंग के लिए. तो अब ये भी हाइपोथेटिकल है तो इसलिए एग्जैक्ट इक्वल टू फॉल्स लगाया, वरना कोडिंग पेयर ट्रू तक ही है. सो प्लीज टेल मी द रिजल्ट. Got the result?
P-value is 0.78. It's not significant.
Yeah, that the measure is not reliable over time. So इसमें Wilcox test का coding हम लोग डाल के ये test करते हैं. Now next is this one, Kruskal-Wallis test. So the Kruskal-Wallis test is a non-parametric statistical test used to compare the medians of 3 or more independent groups. It is used when the data does not meet the assumption of a parametric test, such as the normality assumption. वो सारे non-parametric में है, right? So this test is commonly used in applied psychometrics to analyze data from surveys or experiments. So in this example, we want to see whether there are differences in stress level among 3 different groups of participants. So those who were assigned to a mindfulness meditation intervention, those who were assigned to CBT, and those who received no intervention. 30 participants are there, 10 in each. अभी ये कोडिंग डालनी है. सबको याद है set.seed123 क्यों यूज हुआ था? सर ने बताया था एक क्लास में.
Because we are using random numbers.
Yes, very good, Amit, very good. So अभी ये डाल के हम लोग डेटा निकालेंगे. और ये आर नॉर्म का सबको पता है ना? आर नॉर्म किस लिए यूज
Random numbers.
नहीं, ये 1035 में क्या है?
हाँ, mean है, number of observation है और standard deviation.
यस, गुड गुड गुड. हाँ, अभी ये डाल के बता.
Thank you, Amit. Good performance today.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
he remembers everything.
Yeah, you have learned. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Practice is needed, sir, but
No, I think what is important, that is the sincerity. Definitely practice sincerity.
और ये
हाँ हाँ
ये
मैं
क्रुसाल डॉट टेस्ट में के है ना, क्रुस्काल
हाँ के राइट KRUS
0.01 आ गया प्रोबेबिलिटी, अब सॉरी पी वैल्यू,
हाँ तो इसका
इट
मतलब
इज
क्या है
सिग्निफिकेंट।
ओके अब मैं एक एक फंक्शन बता देती हूँ यहाँ पे ये जो था ये वाला जो है वो 3 ग्रुप्स का हमने डेटा लिया राइट 3 ग्रुप्स का 3 ग्रुप्स का हम लोग स्ट्रेस देख रहे हैं राइट स्ट्रेस लेवल तो ये उसके लिए था एंड देन डेटा इक्वल टू डेटा स्पेसिफाई दैट द डेटा आर स्टोर्ड इन द डेटा फ्रेम और फिर इसके लिए क्रुस्काल टेस्ट का रिजल्ट देखने के लिए हमने ये यूज किया राइट तो ये फंक्शन मैंने बता दिया और ये भी बता दिया अब मुझे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है सब लोग सब इतनी देर से सारे कोडिंग लिख रहे हैं तो ये एक कोडिंग है विल्कोसन वाली वो 2 टेस्ट में यूज की गई है सो माय क्वेश्चन इज क्या वो पहले तो फर्स्ट व्हाट आर दोस 2 टेस्ट जिसमें विल्कोसन यूज किया गया है 2 टेस्ट में वो 2 टेस्ट कौन से हैं और दूसरा क्या वो सेम रिजल्ट देते हैं विल्कोसन उन वो 2 टेस्ट अलग हैं तो वो क्या सेम रिजल्ट देते हैं सेम टाइप का रिजल्ट जैसे डेटा फ्रेमिंग में होता है कि हाँ डेटा फ्रेम कर दिया तो अब ये 2 वेक्टर्स का आएगा ऐसी विल्कोसन में क्या ऐसा हो रहा है कि 2 जगह पे यूज हो रहा है तो क्या सेम मतलब हम कैसे डिफरेंस निकालें तो कोई बता सकता हाँ
First we used it in Man Whitney U to compare
हाँ
two independent groups, and now we are comparing more than 2 independent groups.
correct good Pooja you have noticed it very good observation yes I have written it for everyone in this slide कि वो जो है ये विल्कोसन साइन रैंक टेस्ट में भी यूज हुआ है और मैन विटनी यू टेस्ट में भी यूज हुआ है और जैसा पूजा ने कहा इसमें प्री एंड पोस्ट विल्कोसन में हम प्री एंड पोस्ट टेस्ट देखते हैं और इसमें 2 डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स ऑफ पार्टिसिपेंट्स देखते हैं तो इसमें डेटा के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है दोनों टेस्ट में कि क्या डेटा है so in summary the same coding is used for both tests in R because they share a common underlying statistical method because both are part of non-parametric statistics even though but they are used for different purposes and you have to keep that purposes in your mind कि वो purposes क्या है that's all for today and sir I'm done so do you want to add something sir for students like anything important so which I missed by chance
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you,
Thank you. Nicely you have covered. That is good. So, can anybody tell me that is when we will use the non-parametric?
When the data is not normally distributed.
How do you know that data normally distributed?
Shapiro test.
Yeah. So the Shapiro test indicates it is significant. What does it mean?
If it is showing significant,
If it is significant, Shapiro test says it is
if it is
significant.
significant, then the data is not normally distributed.
Bah, very good. But why? That is true. But why? What Shapiro test is doing?
The hypothesis says different, as an opposite.
Is testing the sample data with the normally distributed data.
Yes, so theoretical data and the sample data, right? To what extent they are matched. If they are not matched, that is significant difference is there. That means they are not matched. But if it is not significant, that means they are matched. So if it is match, what does it mean?
That means our sample data which we have taken is falling under the normal distribution.
Very good. Then we can use the parametric statistics. That is very true. Any other assumption when we can use the non-parametric? I miss voice of Porobi. Porobi, are you here? Okay. Anybody can tell? No, Porobi, we cannot hear. Anybody can tell?
There was something like unimodality, one of the characteristics of the.
That is a normal distribution. Any other?
There is a bimodality.
That part is open now.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
remember, my previous flatmate was a scientist in toxicology research. So she was working with rats. So I guess in studies where we are trying to test some drug using animal subjects, the data would be non-parametric. We can't have a large sample size.
Well, that is very good. So which statistics you will follow in non-parametric statistics? So one, some rats, maybe the two rats receive the antidepressant drug, and the two rats, that is the depressive drug.
Health.
Then you want to make some comparison. Then which statistics you will follow? So you cannot follow the parametric statistics, very clear. So which statistics you can follow?
So non-Whitney test.
How?
Because these are two different groups of rats. One injected with one drug and the other.
So what will your dependent variable?
Dependent variable will be symptom.
Think. What are the symptoms of rat? If the rat is depressed, because you have given that example. I am not giving that example. Okay, Pooja, you have given that example. So I think you know.
So she was working with, she was kind of injecting a drug which was giving them Parkinson-like symptoms. So I would say a rat will not move in a case when you're injecting a drug like that. So that is one reason.
I understand. As applied psychometrician, what will you study?
The amount of relief from symptoms, the degree of symptoms, like the way we do in BDI, the severity.
You just imagine two rats are there. One rat received the drug, another rat not received the drug. And two rats are now sleeping. So does it mean that is there is a difference?
Hours of sleep will count the hours of sleep.
So when you give this type of example, you always think, because it is a comparative psychology. That is different issue. So when you give this example, then you must be very much clear about the how do you collect the data and what the data you will collect. What data you will collect. I think it is better to use some human data, right? Psychological data, that is better. Yes, Porobi is saying something. I do not know. What Purvi has said, Farah?
So Purvi was talking about the rats example, that maybe the steps of, so you asked now what we will measure.
You
Now
said, I
she's
think
saying,
wrong answer.
okay, Purvi, okay.
Yeah. Since you are psychometrics, okay, psychometrician, you must be very much careful about your data. What data you will collect? And why do you collect that data? It is not necessary that is, I have some questionnaire and I will give you all the questionnaire and I am collecting the data and show I am applied psychometrician. It is not like that. Most of the time I find that is the doctors, they usually prescribed psychometric testing, and the clinical psychologists administered Rorschach, TAT, intelligence test, very common, and many other tests, and charged a huge amount from the client. Does it mean that is they are applied psychometrician? Is it justified? No. So they are misusing the knowledge. Therefore, most of the people, especially the patient communities, they are afraid of clinical psychologists and psychologists also, because they are practicing. Practicing psychology, they are afraid. Because if I go there, they will charge maximum amount and number of tests. You always think about it. Okay. No, forget about it. So you have noted the sign test. So can you apply sign test here? What is sign test? When we apply the sign test, Farah has told you.
Before and after.
Okay, right. Before and after. So now you imagine the rats are there. So you are studying some of the behavior of the rats. Maybe 5 rats are there. Okay, and you are studying the behavior. What will be the behavior? Did you make any experiment or have you observed any comparative psychological experiment? In India, once upon a time, there was Department of Comparative Psychology. In the Calcutta University, Department of Psychology was teaching comparative psychology. In Bhubaneswar, there was one Department of Comparative Psychology. In Bangalore, I think, in Mysore, I think, still now there is one Department of Comparative Psychology. Delhi University may have, but that is now I don't think there is. Have you studied Pavlov experiment? Can you remember laws of learning theory given by whom? Farah? Given by whom? Pavlov, Kitchener, Thorndike,
Skinner.
Skinner, Thorndike. I know Pooja can answer. Thank you. Thank you, Purvi. Yes, Podovi has given the answer. Correct. Thank you, Podovi. Thank you. Thorndike, laws of learning. Please, you do not forget. You have learned it in the graduation. Thorndike's laws of learning. So, sir, it was Puja. No, Puja not, Podovi. Or Puja, who has given? Sorry, I have missed. Oh, Puja has given Thorndike. Oh, thank you, Puja. So I have told Puja is that it's good. Okay. Okay, thank you, Podovi. Thank you, Puja. So Thorndike, what behavior Thorndike has observed? Can you remember? The rat was hungry, right? And there was one latch. And the rat opened the latch and took the food. So now you have injected the depressive medicine to the rat. Then what is the probability for rat to open the latch and took the food? What will be the probability if we inject the depressive medicine? Hello. Think. Low probability. Very good, Pooja. Low probability. That means you can apply the assigned rank test. Is it clear now? And you have understood the Kashkal-Wallis test. What is why and when we can use the Kashkal-Wallis test? Kruskal-Wallis test. It is called the Kruskal-Wallis test. Okay. Kruskal or Kashkal, yeah, whatever might be. Kruskal-Wallis test. What is the alternative of parametric statistics for the Kruskal-Wallis test?
No.
Very good. Clap. Very good. Well done, Amruta. Okay, but keep in mind that is in case of the Kruskal-Wallis, in case of the ANOVA, your dependent variable is a score. But whether in Kruskal-Wallis test is dependent variable score or it is something other than score. What Farah told us. What Farah told. Farah, have you discussed today?
Sir, I was discussing when I was telling, but not after the class. Sir, can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now looking at this, who can tell me?
Some medians is written.
Yes, it will be the median. So Farah, you have used mean. In your model, you have written mean. Okay. Actually, the three groups will be there, and the three groups will be basically the rank data. Okay. So, Farah, whatever the example you have given, you can modify it later on. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because your presentation is a score distribution.
Yes, sir. Right.
So be careful.
Yes, sir.
So it is written clearly, that is, compare the medians of 3 or more independent groups. So there will be the rank data. So if there is scored data, the score will be converted into the rank data. And then you can make the comparison. Is it clear? Okay, can anybody tell me what is the alternative of t-test in non-parametric? I think Pooja can answer.
Man-Whitney.
Man-Whitney, you test. Any other?
Sign test for paired fitness.
Median test. But keep in mind here, it is not the score. It will be the rank. Okay. Why in non-parametric statistics, we are following either frequency or the rank data? Why? Why not the score?
Because there is a categorical variance.
Correct. So that is true. So whenever our data is basically the scored data and we have converted into the rank data, is there any loss of information? Yes or no?
Loss of information means what, sir?
Same case of tied ranks.
Whether any information loss? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that is the score. And if you make it category, then whether any chance for information loss? $10 and $20. You add it, it will be 30, right? 30 divided by 2, 15. So that is the mean. And if you think that is from 10 to 40, that will be the category 1. And 50 to 90 will be the category 2. Does it mean you are losing some information? Tell me quickly.
The mean gets affected.
Yes, we will miss major information. For that reason, there was some confusion about the grading system and the scoring system. In our time, we are following the scoring system. But now your time, you are following the grading system. Okay. Now the grading system indicates, okay, you are 90%, you are A plus, you are A, but you does not mean That is, there is a discrepancy from 85, 86, 87. Okay, so what is important, that is whenever you will get chance, you always follow the parametric statistics and you follow all the assumptions of parametric statistics, okay? And whenever there is no other alternative, then you go for the non-parametric. Because parametric test is more powerful than the non-parametric, okay? Because parametric test provides you all the information, but non-parametric test cannot give you all the information. So information loss, that probability is high in case of the non-parametric, but in case of the parametric, you will get the maximum information. Got it now?
Sir, but how, sir, you are saying is, I did not understand that majority of the times we should use parametric. Because if the variables are categorical, then we'll have to use non-parametric.
No, that is true. So therefore, when you want to collect the data, you always follow the principles of parametric.
Okay, sir.
And if you find, okay, you're not able to collect the large number of data, then there is no other alternative and your data is very complex, not very much skewed in data, whatever the data you have collected. Then you have to go to the non-parametric. There is no other alternative. For example, in this rat test, you cannot use the parametric statistics. There is only alternative sign test. Okay. You want to compare the academic achievement of different groups. You can use the Kruskal-Wallis test and you can use the ANOVA. But if you use ANOVA, that is more powerful in comparison with the Kruskal-Wallis test. Because in ANOVA, you are considering the difference between the score. But in case of the Kruskal-Wallis test, you are transforming the scored data to the rank data. So you have lost some information. Is it clear now? Hello, Purabi. Is it clear? Amruta, Pooja, Shima, Amit? Any question?
No, sir.
Thank you. Farah, may I close now?
Yes, sir, sure.
Sir, that about my reading writing motivation I wanted to ask.
Oh, sorry, reading writing motivation. Tell me, what is your problem?
Sir, like when I'm writing the proposal for the ethics clearance, so when I read many this literature review, like they are mentioning the data were collected through questionnaire developed by Gardner, attitude, motivation. So what should I write, sir? Because this is a reading writing motivation questionnaire
It is
given by
developed
you.
by me. I have developed this questionnaire.
Yes, sir, I shall
Farah, you give all the information to Amit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Amit, you have manual, right?
What?
Manual you have, right?
Manual means I did not understand.
Manual reading, writing, achievement test, motivation test, manual.
Yes, so it's questionnaire, na?
Yeah. Questionnaire and manual also. I have sent it in the group.
Okay, I will see that. No problem.
Yeah, in a PDF form. Yes. So you are telling us that you are using some pictures in the questionnaire. In the questionnaire,
No. I am not using, because the questionnaires are for the school children, na?
Correct. So you modified it. You told us about that.
Little bit I want to modify according to anatomy, because
yes, Amit, you told us, and I think I have shown it to sir, and we modified it together, and I think we approved it.
Oh,
Yeah, we approved
okay,
it.
okay. I will once again share with
You
you.
please share with me, and then I will show it to sir again. If if you have modified it again without the knowledge of us, so I will
Yes,
show
yes.
it to sir, and then I will tell you. Okay, you can
Okay.
use the name of sir.
Yes, yes.
Because
That's what I was asking. Shall I
you
quote
can.
sir's name?
Yes, definitely, because the test is available on his name,
Yeah,
on Prasad Psycho.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
you. Acha, Farah, my
Yes.
my biodata is with you, right? So please you
No,
share my biodata to all the
sir.
students.
Yes, sir. I actually don't have your biodata. You never gave it to me, sir. I have your this statistical wala, sir. Indian statistical. There is your biodata.
No, acha, okay, I'll give you the pen profile. I think it is available in our website.
Yes, sir. On website, I think.
rprit.org.in.
No, sir. I think on that it is not available. On Indian statistical site, it is available. Sir. On
Okay.
Indian, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so may I close now?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you, students.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.